Hello, Jim Steska here, coming to you from Fredericksburg, Virginia, with Jim's Recipe of the Week. My recipe this week is herbed beef vegetable soup. Now, I took this recipe, basically the foundation of it is from this book here. This is the P90X2 Nutrition Guide, okay? And the recipe is right here on this page, okay? And they call it herbed veggie soup. Now they use tempeh, which is a vegetable based product. I tried it when I first made this recipe. I tried it with tempeh. It was good, but I do prefer to put beef, stew beef, as a matter of fact. Okay. And what I do with my stew beef is I buy about a pound and a quarter package, and I cut it up into smaller bite-sized pieces, and I cut off as much fat as I can as well. So I'll even buy the super trim. They have a super trim version sometimes, and I'll trim as much fat off of that as well. For this particular recipe today that I made, that I'm talking about, I couldn't find the super trim, so I bought about a pound and a quarter package and trimmed off as much fat as I could and cut it into smaller pieces. Okay. But how you basically make this recipe is in a soup pot. Go ahead and put a tablespoon of oil in there. Heat that up. Chop up an onion. Put in one whole chopped onion, and about 2 cloves of garlic. Okay. Now again, I use garlic that's in a big jar already chopped up, and I put about actually 2 tablespoons in there, which is I love garlic, so. But you can omit the garlic. The original recipe actually didn't call for any garlic, but I always add garlic whenever I can because I just love garlic. It's up to you. Okay. Saute that up till the onion's soft, and before so you don't burn the garlic. Okay. And then you go ahead and put in some of the vegetables, like the celery. Chop up the celery. Put in chopped celery, 3 stalks. Carrots, 3 stalks of chopped carrots, peeled. The recipe always calls for peeled carrots. You cannot peel them if you don't want to. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Today I did have peeled carrots, but it's up to you. Throw those in there, and also Brussels sprouts. I use 10 Brussels sprouts. It calls for a cup. I use 10 Brussels sprouts. Quartered those, usually chop them in 4 pieces per Brussels sprout, sometimes 6, depending on how big the Brussels sprout was, and throw those in there, stir them up. I also put in the herbs, about 1.5 teaspoons of dried marjoram, 1.5 teaspoons of dried basil. Okay, I stirred that in there, and I also chopped up some fresh, not dried basil, sorry, dried thyme. Okay, apologize for that. Dried thyme and dried marjoram with the dried herbs. I put in fresh basil because I had it in the fridge. Again, the original recipe didn't call for this. I just added it into this particular recipe. Fresh basil. I put in about 1/4 cup. I chopped that up and put that in. And also fresh parsley. Again, another 1/4 cup of that. And chop that up, again, because I had that in the fridge. Okay, but the original recipe did not call for the fresh parsley as well. Okay, so you stir that up real good till the carrots are soft. Also the beef, don't forget the beef. You have to throw the beef in there as well. You should actually throw the beef in there after you throw in the onions and garlic. Then the beef goes in and brown that. And then you throw in the vegetables. So sorry for the order mix-up, but you do the onions and garlic, throw in the beef, brown the beef, stir that up real good, throw in the celery and carrots and herbs, and stir those up until the carrots are soft, which is about 5 minutes. Doesn't take very long. It's about 5 minutes. But of course, you want to make sure you don't burn anything in the pot. Okay. Then you would go ahead and open up that can of tomatoes. I do the no salt added diced tomatoes. Throw in the can of those. And also throw in the 32-ounce carton of, I use Kitchen Basics vegetable stock, unsalted. Okay. There's enough salt naturally in foods. Sodium content is very important to pay attention to, especially when making soup. So you do want to, I always recommend the unsalted versions. And pour that in there. Now this is a pretty thick soup, so I added about 1.5 cups of water on top of that to give it the right consistency. And make sure you have enough liquid. Okay. And I stirred that all in there. Then I also threw in the frozen 10-ounce bag of Earthbound Farms organic cut spinach. Okay, you could use kale for this too. I would use kale sometimes for this recipe, but I happen to use spinach. And put that in there. Now it is frozen, so you want to turn that on high for a little while, bring it to a boil. Now I have a lid with a little whistle on it, so I put that on high until it kind of starts whistling. Okay, stir it up real good. Put the lid back on, close the top where so it won't whistle anymore, and turn it on to low and simmer. Okay, and also too at the end I threw in some black pepper, some freshly ground black pepper, probably about a quarter to a half a teaspoon of freshly ground black pepper. Just go ahead and, it's one of those twisty things. I just twisted it around until I felt it was enough pepper. I didn't measure it. But again, I love black pepper on things. So if you don't like pepper that much, then you don't have to put that in. But it does give it some nice flavor. So I put that in at the end, stirred everything up, and it simmered down. Simmered it for about 30 minutes. Okay. And then it's ready to go, ready to eat. Okay, and so I hope you enjoy this recipe. Let me check to make sure I didn't forget anything. I don't think I forgot anything. Okay, now the original recipe, this particular recipe, if you do have the book, does call for sweet potatoes. I have made it with sweet potatoes before. Okay, but I didn't put the sweet potato in this time. Because I wanted to have a lower carb version of this soup, so I just omitted the sweet potato. But you can put in a whole sweet potato to have a little bit of starchy carb as part of the meal as well. And I did include it's about 400 calories. I did include the calories, the ingredients, and the nutrition label. And how to make the directions on how to make this soup along with this video on my website. And if you're watching this on YouTube, I'll give you a link to my website in this particular post. But it's about 400 calories. It does give a C+ grade. I totally disagree with the grade that the website gave. And the website is caloriecount.about.com, which I use to create that recipe. And this information, so I can post it. But this is an A grade all the way, and I think it might have given a C+ because of the fat content. But the fat's coming from meat. Your body does need fat, and it is an okay amount of fat for a meal. Has the right amount of protein, right amount of carbs. And these are fibrous carbs, all fibrous carbs in this meal. So this is a highly nutritious meal for your body. So I hope you enjoy it. Let me know. Please comment if you did make this recipe, what you think of it. I do welcome any comments, and I do hope you enjoy this very highly delicious and nutritious soup. So have a great day, and may God bless you with excellent health. Thanks. Bye.